Oh, that's where I left my pencil. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Scholastic Haiku, the only game show where knowledge rules. My name is Olivia Manning. I am your ever-present host, and today we have matched up Marion and Johnson City. From Marion, we have Ryan, Joby, Samuel, and Xander, and from Johnson City, we have Max, Chase, Erica, and Logan. For those of you who do not know how the game works, I have in my hand a series of toss-up questions. I will ask to the room. Either team can answer for the potential to win 10 points. The team that gets the question correct moves on to a bonus round in which they and only they can answer the question for 20 bonus points. But if they get it wrong, the other team gets to snatch in and steal for 10 bonus points. There will also be math questions, lightning rounds, that sort of folderol and fiddly-dee, but we will cross all of those bridges when we get to them. For now, one important rule, the interruption rule. If I am reading out a question of any type and you interrupt me, if you get it right, you get your points and we go on with our day. If you get it wrong, you and your team cannot answer the question. The other team gets an extra 5 bonus points and they get the option to answer that question. So, if you interrupt me, just make sure you're right. All right, without further ado, are we ready to high Q?
Yes.
Absolutely. Our first toss-up of the game. In 2024, Florida banned what goods cultured form after state laws restricted substitutes for this type of food made by firms like Impossible Foods? Max.
Meat.
Meat is correct. Your bonus question, Johnson City. What fundamental force, which Qian Wu demonstrated could violate P symmetry in beta decay, is mediated by W and Z bosons?
The weak force.
That is correct. What property possessed by relatively non-polar molecules like oils and other lipids that avoid water? Chase.
Hydrophobic.
Hydrophobic is correct. Your bonus question, Johnson City. In 1962, Pope John the 23rd convened the Second Ecumenical Council, named for what place, whose reforms included promoting the vernacular Mass?
Nicaea.
That is incorrect. Marion, your chance to steal.
Vatican.
Vatican is correct. What czar, during whose reign protesters were massacred on Bloody Sunday? Max.
Nicholas II.
Nicholas II is correct. Your bonus question, Johnson City. What American mathematician names an equilibrium from game theory in which no player can improve their outcome by changing their strategy?
No answer.
All right. Marion, chance to steal.
No answer.
All right, we were looking for John Forbes Nash, the Nash equilibrium. But that's just a theory, a game theory. Next toss-up question. What country contains the ruins of Chimu City, the Chimu City of Chanchan, giant desert geoglyphs called the Nazca Lines, and Machu Joby?
Peru.
Peru is correct. Your bonus question, Marion. What common name is given to A. titanum, a plant native to Sumatra that produces a foul-smelling flower that is the world's largest?
Corpse flower.
Corpse flower is correct. What country, which banned exports of rare earth elements in September 2023, is home to the oil firm Petronas, which names 2 towers in Kuala Lumpur? Samuel.
Malaysia.
Malaysia is correct. Your bonus question, Marion. What leader founded the Viet Minh independence movement and served as the first president of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam?
Ho Chi Minh.
Ho Chi Minh is correct. What Chinese dynasty, whose final years included the Battle of Red Cliffs, dissolved into the Three Kingdoms period? Max.
Han.
Han is correct. Your bonus question, Johnson City. Silicaga and Carrara are varieties of what natural material that was used to sculpt the Venus de Milo?
Marble.
Marble is correct. The author of In the Shadow of Men started a namesake institute to advocate protection of primates and discovered tool use in chimpanzees. Max.
Margaret Mead.
That is incorrect. Marion? Joey?
Goodall.
Goodall is correct. Your bonus question, Marion. What diagrams, which are named for two scientists, classify stars according to their luminosity and effective temperature?
No answer.
Johnson City, your chance to steal.
Hertzsprung Russell.
Hertzsprung-Russell is correct, also known as HR diagrams. What story, whose narrator suffers from overacuteness of the senses, depicts the body of a man with a pale blue eye that is hidden? Erica.
The Telltale Heart.
The Telltale Heart is correct. Your bonus question, Johnson City. What English king who faced a long revolt by Welshman Owen Glyndwr was the first king from the House of Lancaster?
Henry VII.
That is incorrect. Marion?
Henry IV.
Henry IV is correct. Same name, different number. Our next toss-up. What composer of the Missa Solemnis, whose Piano Concerto No. 5 is nicknamed Emperor, wrote a Ninth Symphony with a choral Samuel?
Beethoven.
Beethoven is correct. Your bonus question, Marion. In 2008, we're not in 20s yet, Blizzard Entertainment completed a merger with what massive video game company that publishes the Call of Duty franchise?
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft is incorrect. Johnson City, chance to steal.
Activision.
Activision is correct. What mythical woman, who was turned into a lion with her husband Hippomenes, was the first to wound the Caledonian boar and was known for her speed? You're out of time. We were looking for Atalanta. No bonus round on that one. Next toss-up. What planet, whose metallic core takes up 85% of its radius, has the most extreme changes in surface temperature and is closest to the sun? Brian.
Mercury.
Mercury is correct. Your bonus question, Marion. What anion, usually written as H-, is found in many rechargeable nickel metal batteries?
Hydronium.
Hydronium is incorrect. Johnson City, chance to steal.
Hydroxyl.
That is incorrect. We were looking for hydride. Our next toss-up. What river is crossed by the Tappan Zee Bridge and the Holland Tunnel, empties into the Atlantic in New York Harbor, and is named for an explorer? Samuel.
Hudson.
Hudson is correct. Your bonus question, Marion. In the first line of his poem, Howl, Allen Ginsberg claims, "I saw the best minds of my generation destroyed by" what phenomenon?
Greed.
That is incorrect. Johnson City, chance to steal.
Madness.
Madness is correct. Frederick the Great led what kingdom, whose forces... Samuel?
Prussia.
Prussia is correct. Quick to the draw there. Your bonus question, Marion. What biennial film festival known as FIPASCO is held... the biennial film festival known as FIPASCO is held in what African country, whose capital is Ouagadougou?
Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso is correct. Your next toss-up. What Beetlejuice actor who played Donald Trump on Saturday Night Live had a 2024 involuntary manslaughter charge? Next.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton is incorrect. Marion, I will repeat the question.
Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin is correct. No need to repeat the question at all. Marion, your bonus question. What Republican president who signed the Sherman Antitrust Act served between the two non-consecutive terms of Grover Cleveland?
Benjamin Harrison.
Benjamin Harrison is correct. In what country's 2023 election did Christopher Luxon's National Party defeat Labour Prime Minister Chris Hipkins, who had replaced Jacinda Ardern? Xander.
Italy.
Italy is incorrect. Johnson City. Logan.
France.
France is incorrect. We were looking for New Zealand. No bonus round there. What German scientist whose law of magnetism implies the non-existence of monopoles names two of Maxwell's equations and the normal distribution? Joey.
Gaussian.
What's his name?
Gauss.
Gauss is correct. Your bonus question, Marion, is a math question, so pencil and paper ready. How many calories are in 1/3 of a pie if 1/7 of a pie contains 150 calories? Marion, you are out of time. Johnson City, the chance to steal.
350.
Sorry?
350.
350 is correct. Our next round, ladies and gentlemen, is the lightning round. All right, it is time for the lightning round, the round that is just like everything else except a little bit faster. In my hand, I have 4 different topics. Those topics each have 10 questions that the teams have to answer in 60 seconds. All right, Johnson City, you all get full pick of which one of the 4 topics you would like. They are as follows: black holes, Philip II of Spain, starting words with SW, and ice cream.
Ice cream.
We all scream for ice cream. All right. Answer the following related to ice cream. Your 60 seconds, Johnson City, begins in 3, 2, 1. Topped ice cream dish that is a homophone for a day of the week.
Sunday.
Correct. Retailer of the ice cream-based Blizzard.
Dairy Queen.
Correct. Per most polls, the most popular ice cream flavor in the U.S.
Chocolate.
Incorrect. Italian word for ice cream.
Gelato.
Correct. Vermont-based maker of Cherry Garcia ice cream.
Ben & Jerry's.
Correct. Variety of ice cream containing 3 separate flavors.
Neapolitan.
Correct. Author of the poem The Emperor of Ice Cream.
Wallace Stevens.
Correct. Japanese rice cake often filled with ice cream.
Mochi.
Correct. Dessert made with ice cream, cake, and meringue.
Pass.
Artist of the songs Ice Cream and I Will Remember You.
Pass.
Dessert made with ice cream, cake, and meringue.
Frozen Alaska.
Sorry?
Frozen Alaska.
That is incorrect. Artist of the songs Ice Cream and I Will Remember You.
Whitney Houston.
That is incorrect. All right, going back to the ones you missed. Vanilla is the most popular ice cream flavor in the U.S., believe it or not. Baked Alaska is the name of that dessert made with ice cream, cake, and meringue. And Sarah McLachlan is the artist of the songs Ice Cream and I Will Remember You. All right. Marion, your topics once again are as follows: black holes, Philip II of Spain, and starting words with SW.
Starting words with SW.
All right. Give these words that begin with the consecutive letters SW. Your 60 seconds, Marion, begins in 3, 2, 1. To propel oneself through water using body movements.
Swim.
Correct. Wetland, often partially or intermittently covered with water.
Swamp.
Correct. To wrap a baby tightly in clothes.
Swaddle.
Correct. Weapon with a long blade for cutting or thrusting.
Sword.
Correct. Moving or capable of moving with great speed.
Swift.
Correct. To swing slowly and rhythmically back and forth.
Swing.
Incorrect. Characterized by showy display or fashionably elegant.
Pass.
To faint or become enraptured.
Pass.
Sample piece of fabric.
Swatch.
Correct. Row of cut grain or grass left by a scythe or a mowing machine.
Pass.
Characterized by showy display or fashionably elegant.
Pass.
To faint or become enraptured.
Swoon.
Correct. Row of cut grain or grass left by a scythe or mowing machine.
Swoop.
Incorrect. Characterized by showy display or fashionably elegant. Out of time. All right, going back over the ones you missed. To sway is to swing slowly and rhythmically back and forth. Swanky is the word characterized by showy display or fashionably elegant. And swaths are rows of cut grain or grass left by a scythe or a mowing machine. Wonderful work all around. Unfortunately, the lightning round cannot last forever. It can really only last about 2 minutes. All right, back to the toss-up questions. What amendment, which includes the phrase "except as a punishment for crime," Xander?
13th Amendment.
13th Amendment is correct. Your bonus question, Marion. Lily Bloom marries but eventually leaves abusive neurosurgeon Ryle Kincaid in what 2016 novel by Colleen Hoover?
It Ends With Us.
It Ends With Us is correct. She's a florist named Lily Bloom. We are very creative in English literature. Our next toss-up question. What country controls the Svalbard archipelago? Max.
Norway.
Norway is correct. Your bonus question, Johnston City. The film Birth of a Nation inspired the 1915 revival of what organization at Stone Mountain in Georgia?
KKK.
KKK is correct. Our next toss-up. What university's basketball team is coached by Dan Hurley, won NCAA Division I championships in 2023 and 2024, and is nicknamed Joe?
Yukon.
UConn is correct. Your bonus question, Marion. For a set of n numbers, what kind of mean is found by taking the nth root of the product of numbers? The product of the numbers.
Arithmetic.
That is incorrect.
Geomet-
Johnson City, your chance to steal.
Geometric.
Geometric mean is correct. This next toss-up is a math question. Pencil and paper ready. What is the least common multiple of 9 and 15, given it is equal to their product divided by their greatest common factor? Joey.
45.
45 is correct. Your bonus question, Marion, is not a math question, so you can put the pencil and paper down if you'd like. What two-word Latin phrase, which means always faithful, is the motto of the U.S. Marine Corps?
Semper Fi.
Gonna need you to do
Semper
the-
Fidelis.
Semper Fidelis is correct. What battle ended with Irvin McDowell's retreat to Washington, earned Stonewall Jackson his nickname, and was the first major battle of the Civil War?
Chancellorsville.
Chancellorsville is incorrect. Johnson City? Your chance. Max?
Shiloh.
That is incorrect. We were looking for the first battle of Bull Run. No bonus question there. Our next toss-up. What group, whose upbeat song Wouldn't It Be Nice opens their album Pet Sounds, was fronted by Brian Wilson and had hits with Kokomo and Surfin' USA? Joey?
The Beach Boys.
Beach Boys is correct. Your bonus question, Marion. What director of Inception and the Dark Knight trilogy won a Best Director Oscar for the 2023 film Oppenheimer?
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan is correct. Next toss-up. What events described by the coefficient E are called elastic if they conserve momentum and kinetic energy and occur when objects chase?
Collisions.
Collisions is correct. Your bonus question, Johnson City. The term milonga refers to both dance events and a music genre in which what style of ballroom dancing that originated in Argentina and Uruguay around 1900?
Salsa.
Salsa is incorrect. Marion, your chance to steal.
Tango.
Tango is correct. What book, inspired by its author's bet with editor Bennett Cerf, has just 50 unique words and features an unusual plate of food offered by Sam I Am? Joby.
Green Eggs and Ham.
Green eggs and ham is correct. Your bonus question, Marion. The epitaphs of such fictional people as Fiddler Jones appear in what collection of poems in free verse by Edgar Lee Masters?
No answer.
All right, Johnson City, your chance to steal.
No answer.
All right, we were looking for the Spoon River Anthology. Our next toss-up. What man who was in 1888 sent the Dear Boss, he was not sent them, he sent them. What man who in 1888 sent the Dear Boss and From Hell letters was a never-identified serial killer who murdered 5... Xander.
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper is correct. Your bonus question, Marion. What law states that a chemical's reaction's total change in enthalpy, delta H, equals the sum of the delta H values for each step?
Hess's law.
Hess's law is correct. I understood none of those words, and I'm very proud that you did. Our next toss-up question. What city, whose sites include the old town of Gamla and the Vasa Museum? Samuel.
Stockholm.
Stockholm is correct. Your bonus question, Marion. The border between Iowa and Nebraska is formed by what river, which flows through Sioux City and Bismarck?
Snake.
That is incorrect. Johnson City, chance to steal.
The Ohio River.
That is incorrect. We were looking for the Missouri River. What author claimed the best laid schemes gang aft a gly in his 1785 poem To a Mouse and set down the Scots lyrics of the song Auld Lang Syne? Samuel.
Robert Burns.
Robert Burns is correct. Your bonus question, Marion. What experimental novel published in 1939 by James Joyce, which is notoriously difficult to read, opens with the words, "River run past Eve and Adams"?
Ulysses.
That is incorrect. Johnson City?
No answer.
All right, we were looking for Finnegan's Wake. Understanding that none of you have read it because apparently it is notoriously difficult to read. Our next toss-up. What monarch whose reign was recorded in the Amarna letters promoted exclusive worship of the sun god Aten and was the husband of Nefertiti? Max.
Akhenaten.
Pronounce it again.
Akhenaten.
That is correct. All right, your bonus question, Johnson City. What Massachusetts senator proclaimed liberty and union now and forever one and inseparable during his 1830 debate with Robert Hayne?
No answer.
All right, Marion, your chance to steal.
No answer.
All right, we were looking for Daniel Webster. Our next toss-up. What artist depicted a man speaking at a town hall in Freedom of Speech, part of his For Freedom series, reproduced in the Saturday Evening Post? Chase.
Hopper.
Sorry,
Hopper. Hopper.
that is incorrect. Marion? Samuel.
Rockwell.
Norman Rockwell is correct. Marion, your bonus question. The term Impressionism was coined based on the title of what French artist's painting, Impression Sunrise?
Monet.
Monet is correct. What type of angle has a cosine of 0 and a sine of 1, and is the largest angle in a triangle to which? Chase.
90 degrees.
Yeah, no, that is incorrect. Marion, would you like me to repeat the question?
Yes, please.
What type of angle has a cosine of 0 and a sine of 1, and is the largest angle in a triangle to which the Pythagorean theorem applies? Joby.
Right.
Right angle is correct. Our bonus question, Marion. What philosopher from Sinope supposedly became a follower of Antisthenes, the founder of the school of cynicism that he espoused?
Diogenes.
Diogenes is correct. What book, which ends with a card game symbolizing the Tehran Conference, depicts the betrayal of Boxer by the pig Napoleon and is by George Orwell? Joby.
Animal Farm.
Animal Farm is correct. Your bonus question, Marion. Tamerlane's tomb. I did it again! Third time's the charm. Tamerlane's tomb in Samarkand can be found in what former Soviet republic, whose capital is Tashkent?
Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan is correct. I was really worried you weren't going to get it right and I would have said that all for nothing. All right, that bell means that we are at the end of our game with 260 points, Johnston City, and with 530 points, we have today's winner, Marion. Congratulations, Marion, and congratulations all around to an incredible game. I'm Olivia Manning, reminding you that at Haiku, knowledge rules. I'll see you next episode.